Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cleveland Brown Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, here on the Sega Sports Network. This is Dan Stevens with Peter O'Keefe. It's week number 11 in the NFL, and no matter where you are in the standings, there's still plenty of games left to make or break any team season. Mr. O'Keefe, if you'd share with us, who do you like here today?
I'll be focusing on Kevin Johnson. Do you need a home run hitter for the team? Well, look no further than this fleet-footed receiver. His tremendous ability to get downfield and catch any pass is his trademark. Look for a couple of trademarks in this game.
The Bengals are coming to face them. Who do you think has to play a role for their team?
The player to follow is Bobby Ingram. Quickly coming into his own so early in his career, he's established himself as a true reception receiver, running those quick outs and slot patterns to perfection. That definitely makes the quarterback's job a little easier.
The Browns elect to receive, and we're ready to start the game. Romantica is ready for the opening kickoff. Got his leg behind this one. It in the end zone. The Browns are on the field, and they are ready to start the first drive of the game. Nails him in the backfield and makes a great tackle to push them back.
Steve Foley really shined on that play, stopping them cold.
Actually, I'd give the whole defense credit, Peter. They all did what they were supposed to, which left room for him to strike. We have a penalty marker on the play. Let's get the call from the field. Ball on the 22. Before it got started and forces a loss of a couple of yards. Ball at the 20-yard line. Throws middle. Severini was looking for the ball, but it falls incomplete.
The Browns are going to give away some great field position here, Dan.
Yeah, they're probably going to punt it away, and that is going to hurt. Giaconi comes in to punt after a 3-and-out. There's a penalty marker on the play. Let's listen into the call. Giaconi comes in and will punt for the first time in this game. Nice punt. Matt catches it. The 30. Makes the stop on the return.
The Bengals will have a fair start. That's the kind of field position they were hoping for.
The Bengals have the ball after the punt and an opportunity to take the lead. The score, 0-0. Incomplete.
Jesse Palmer is not getting much help from his line there, Dan. They were on him in a hurry.
Yeah, that forced him to cough up a lame pass. He's lucky there was no defender. Raised out of the backfield. Stiff arms. 45. Beautiful run around the outside. First down.
Corey Dillon keeps the drive alive by getting the first down.
Oh, really an awesome effort all around, Peter. A great run and a nice stiff arm move that probably made the difference in him converting. Here they come. Just takes it off. It's caught on the wing. He forced out of bounds. It's close, and yes, he'll have the first. Nice play on second down. First and 10. It's their first sack of the game, and wow, that was a doozy. What a hit.
Man, they're getting their helmets handed to them out there.
Well, I'll tell you, if an offense can't get some positive yardage, I mean, what are they?
Well, I think they're just a bunch of individuals.
Dodges the defender. Poindexter gets in after a couple of yards and makes a nice tackle. That will bring up third and long. It's third and 11. Spirals it left. Under the sideline. He's down, but gets past the marker. Nice job converting on third and long. Ball at the 22-yard line. First down. Dumps it right. Makes the tackle after several yards on the play.
Tony McGee had a nice read on that pass.
And as a result, he was able to catch it without having to slow his run down. It's second and about 3. Escapes the tackle. Very, very nice running through the middle. Give him the first down. Let's see if they can put it in. First and goal. Poindexter comes in and makes the tackle.
Tony McGee had a nice read on that pass.
And as a result, he was able to catch it without having to slow his run down. Second and goal. Caught up the run. Dramatica will line up for the point after. It's away. Dramatica has the extra point. The Bengals put the first points of the game on the board. 7-0. Dramatica is back to kick it away. Nice kickoff. Gay has it. 91 comes in and makes the tackle on the return.
The Browns want to score here and give the crowd something to cheer about.
The Browns will start this drive at the 16-yard line. With the sack, big hit, and that's their first sack of the game.
Steve Foley was all over that play from snap to whistle.
Not only does he dismantle the play, he penetrates enough to actually make them lose a few yards. That is superb effort. It's second and 15. Incomplete pass.
Tim Couch threw the football into double coverage there. He's got a good arm, but I can't see how he would have made it through.
Yeah, I'll bet he could have found greener pastures elsewhere. It's third and 15. Dumps it left. Matt makes the stop. Giaconi will punt it away after 3 and out.
Fourth down, 3 yards to go.
Great punt. Matt gets it off the bounce. Will make the tackle on the return.
The Browns know how important it is to keep the crowd noisy and enthusiastic, so they'll try to shut down these early drives.
The Bengals are on the field after the punt. They're up 7-0.
Gain of 5.
It's 2nd and 5.
Second down, 5 yards to go.
Lets it fly. Caught deep. Beautiful catch and a nice move afterwards. What a terrific play for the first down.
Bobby Ingram delivers a big play with a monster catch. That's a first down with some style.
Ball at the 23-yard line. From shotgun. Tosses middle. Out at the 25. Makes the hit.
Mike Allstott had a nice read on that pass.
And as a result, he was able to catch it without having to slow his run down. It's the end of the first quarter.
2 yards.
The Bengals currently enjoying a slight advantage, but it's anybody's game. 7-0. Roy gets to him in the backfield and makes a great tackle to push it back to 7 yards. It's 3rd and 9. Reaches it. Room on the left side. 10. Nice stiff arm.
Touchdown, Bengals.
Dramatica lines up for the point after.
Hey! Look over there! Look over there! Somebody get over there! Get over there!
It's up.
The extra point.
Dramatica kicks on the extra point. The Bengals are in control, but it's far from over. They're now leading to the tune of 14-0.
Bengals!
Dramatica lines up, signals, and we're ready for the kickoff. This is a nice kick. Gay gets it deep. Spencer makes the tackle on the return.
19-yard return.
The Browns have the ball and will start this drive at the 23-yard line. The middle. Is really shaken up on that play. We'll get a full report as soon as possible. Ball at the 25-yard line.
8 yards to go.
A flag is thrown on the plate. Let's see what it is.
Loss of 4 yards on the play.
Even Boulware draws the offsides call. That ref doesn't miss a trick.
Ball at the 30-yard line. Here they come. He makes the catch and was looking for more, but he'll have to be content with getting the first down. Ball on the 37. Hammers them after a couple of yards.
A pickup of 4 yards.
A gain of 4. Ball at the 41-yard line.
6 yards to go.
It's picked up. Barely gets it off. Terrific extra yardage after the catch. Nice play picking up the first. It's 1st and 10.
Green! 25! Green!
It's upfield. Shade takes him down after a handful of yards.
6 on the
A
play.
gain of 6. Ball at the 46-yard line.
Second down, 4 yards to go.
Green! 48!
up that play in the backfield. Nice job. It's 3rd and 5.
You better run your legs off.
3rd down, 5 yards to go.
39.
Murray comes away with the tackle in the backfield. Well, we've got a couple of losses in a row. Good defense. Giaconi lines up, and this will be his 3rd punt of the game.
8 yards to go.
It's away. Mack catches it. 30-42. Forces him out only after a very, very good return. Good special teams play.
1st down, Bengals.
The Bengals are on top today, although you wouldn't know it from how the offense is producing. But they're getting just enough yardage to stay ahead.
The Bengals are on the field after the punt. They're up 14-0.
7-yard pickup on the play.
Ball at the 44-yard line.
2nd down, 3 yards to go.
We have a flag on the play. Let's listen to the call.
False start. Number 67 on the offense.
Chris Dolman got a little jump there, and he draws the false start call.
2nd
Ball
down.
at the 39-yard line.
Call, ref. Good call.
Penalty marker down on the play. Let's listen to the call.
Holding. Number 63 on the offense.
Mike Goff draws the offensive holding call. That'll happen in the course of a struggle.
Repeat,
Ball at the
2nd down.
29-yard line. Escapes the tackle. Woman with the tackle.
Corey Dillon has a nice run that puts them in good shape for 3rd down.
We've reached the 2-minute warning.
3rd down.
The Bengals currently in control and up over their opponent. 14-0. Ball at the 41-yard line. Out of the markers. The 45, the 40. 3rd down play. They get the first and a whole lot more. Wow.
1st down, 10 yards to go.
Ball on the 28. Fumble. The Browns have it. Is tackled, but I'll tell you, that was some quick reaction to get control of the football. The Browns came away with the big fumble recovery, but they need their offense to capitalize. They trail 14. They pick up the blitz. He couldn't reel that on in, so it's an incomplete pass.
He's going to have to get both hands on the football if he wants to make those catches, Dan.
In this weather, it is a must. The leather hide is slicker than a used car salesman on commission.
Good one.
Got it out of a book. Incomplete. They've missed their target these past 2 plays. Ball at the 46-yard line.
Hey, baby, your pass ain't working. Give it up. Give it up. Go. 93. Go.
Flag down on the play. Let's get the call.
5 yards. Still 3rd
Ball
down.
at the 49-yard line.
Still 3 yards. 84.
Barely gets it off. Anderson takes the hit and takes him down after a handful of yards. Well, it looks like they're going for it on 4th and about a foot.
4th down.
Wriggles out of the backfield. The drive will stay alive. What a huge pickup on 4th down. 57 seconds to go.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field.
The pass is no good, incomplete.
The pass
Tim
is
Couch
incomplete.
had no choice but to throw that one away, Dan.
I agree, Peter. He was groceries there.
Sacked? That's it. Oh, sacked. Yeah.
54 seconds on the game clock. Here they come. Incomplete, and that's the second incompletion in a row.
Number 67. Offense, number 58. On the defense.
All on the 28. Barely gets it off.
Pass is incomplete.
Third and 10.
Yeah, get him back there. Right side, right side. Extra man,
Tosses left. And again it falls incomplete. That's 3 in a row. And it's going to be fourth down.
Well, they won't get the touchdown, but if it was up to me, I'd take the 3 points from the field goal. It's a reasonable compromise, you know.
There's the kick. He missed it. Wide right.
Dawson can't put it through the uprights on a long, long kick.
Those long kicks are so tough because every little technical thing has to be just right. Nails him after a couple of yards. A gain of 3. The clock shows 29 seconds left. Misses. There's space wide right. Out of bounds, and the clock will stop. It will be a first down. 20 on the game clock.
First down. 10 yards to go.
It's got deep, out in front of everybody.
Bobby Ingram was right where he needed to be to catch that super-sized extra value pass and then run it in.
You've got to value a go-to guy like that, Peter, who can not only handle the big plays, but turn them into points on the board. Gramatica will line up for the point after. It's away. Gramatica has the extra point. The Bengals, after that score, can start to relax a bit. They're up 21-0. Gramatica lines up for the onside kick.
Whoa, Dan, this is a very, very strange call.
Good kick here. Gay jams it off the bounce. Gay pounds it in the end zone.
First down, Brown.
10 on the game clock. Gets penetration and makes a nice tackle in the backfield. The Bengals take their first time out and stop the clock. 3 seconds left. Dumps it off. We have a penalty marker on the play. Let's get the call from the field.
Second down.
Just 1 second left on the clock. Here comes the blitz. Nowhere. Gets to the quarterback and is credited with the sack. It's the end of the first half. The Bengals are driving away with this one. 21-0. Kick off to start the second half. This will send them deep. Mack catches it in the end zone. Stops the return man in his tracks and makes the tackle. First and 10.
Maybe this is the Nice.
First down, Bengals.
Right side, left.
They bring him down immediately, but he will have the first down.
They picked up on the blitz right away, Dan, and I think that was the key to this play's success.
You got that right, Peter. They were more than ready for it, and they were able to buy time for their general behind the lines. Incomplete.
The pass is
At the 25-yard line.
Rewind, it's back wide.
Throws. There's a penalty marker on the play. Let's listen into the call.
Pass interference. Number 21 on the defense. First down, it's final foul.
Marquise Smith got a flag on that one for playing his receiver too aggressively. You've got to be blocking the pass, not your receiver.
The Bengals get a free first down. Defensive penalty. Gets out of the backfield. Efficient and effective running up the middle. Get him the first down. Ball on the 40.
first down, 10 yards to go.
They pick it up. Spirals it middle. He's tackled right away, but there's enough yards there for the first. All at the 25-yard line.
First down, 10 yards to go.
Dodges the defender. The 10, 25. And he's in for the touchdown.
Corey Dillon tapped off a huge run with a devastating stiff arm. You can't coach aggressive play like that.
I think they were expecting him to try and finesse his way inside, but he opted for a little pushing and shoving. Dramatica lines up for the point after.
Somebody get over here! Get over here!
It's up. Dramatica tacks on the extra point. The Bengals, with that score, are now simply blowing out their opponent 28-0. Dramatica will kick this one away. He really connected on that one. Gay has it. Gay runs out after only a couple of yards.
First down, Browns.
The Browns take the field for the first time this half, and we'll see how they respond to that last touchdown.
Back! Red! 33!
It's loose. The Bengals have it. And he's
Michael McCrary had quick hands there, which paid off big for his team. You can't coach reflexes like that.
yeah, not only the quickness to pick up the fumble, but also to be able to hang on to it and run with it all the way for the touchdown.
Great job.
Dramatica will line up for the point after. It's away. Dramatica adds the extra point. The Bengals continue to build an even bigger lead. They're winning 35-0. Dramatica sets up and will kick it away. You can't kick it much harder than that. Gay catches it. Gay pounds it in the end zone. The Browns will start out at the 20.
Right back! Down! Green!
Gets the tackle. Wilkinson stops that play after only about a yard. Great tackle. A gain of 2. Ball on the 22.
8 yards to go.
Red! 45!
Peterson pummels him in the backfield and will get the sack.
Julian Peterson was onto this one from the get-go, putting them that much farther from the first down.
The linebackers actually played some smart football, Peter.
I take back every dumb linebacker joke I ever made, except for the one about the rhinoceros and the beanbag chair.
Right.
I kind of like that one.
It's third and about 17.
59! Yellow!
Incomplete pass.
The pass is incomplete.
Giaconi comes in to punt after a 3-and-out.
Going down!
it. 45. Will make the tackle on the return.
The Bengals have a real short field to worry about. That's where you want to start.
The Bengals are on the field after 35-0. With the stop after several yards on the play. A gain of 5.
Gain of 5. Second down, 5 yards to go.
It's 2nd and 5.
Watch for the run! Watch for the run! Go! Right side! Right side! Right! Move! 48! Move! 48! Put! Put! Put up! Somebody get over there! Get over there! Put up! Put! Put up! Put up! Put! Put up!
Spirals it right. Not near the sideline. He brings it in and is brought down right away. But he's got the marker. First down. Ball on the 27.
First down, 10 yards to go.
Barely gets it off. The pass is no good. Incomplete. A flag is thrown on the play. Let's see what it is.
Second down.
Mike Goff screws up and draws the unsportsmanlike penalty call. You know, football's a full contact sport, but you can't just be a thug out there.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Close left. Out at the 32. Finally comes in and makes the tackle.
Peter Warwick made a great catch there, Dan. That ball found his mark perfectly, with the runner just having to cock his head sideways and catch it.
He didn't have to work hard for that one. They tackle him, but he's past the marker. Big 30-yard conversion.
Corey Dillon almost lost that one, but kept control of the football. It's all about reflexes in situations like that.
Yeah, that was a beautiful catch, Peter. The pass is incomplete.
Jesse Palmer really should have looked before he threw there. It's all about reading the field, no matter how little time you have.
Peter, there were 3 guys playing that zone. I can't believe that was the best choice he had. Ball with the 16-yard line. Dumps it left. Smith stops that play in its tracks after only a couple of yards.
Pick up of 4 yards.
Tony McGee executing a nice little spin move there on the run, turning around to make the catch and following through.
He's tackled, and that puts an end to a nice offensive play there. Good execution, and they pick up the first down.
Corey Dillon covered a lot of ground on that play. That's a great run.
And that gives them the first down. It's the end of the third quarter. The Bengals are serving up a shutout, 35-0. It's first and goal. Gets it off. 89 was the intended receiver on that play, incomplete. Ball on the 5. Just gets it off. It's caught sideline.
Tony McGee turned the short pass into a touchdown. Boy, did he want that one.
He sure did, Peter. He was getting to that end zone no matter what. Gramatica lines up for the point after. There's the kick. Gramatica tacks on the extra point. The Bengals, with that score, are now simply blowing out their opponent, 42-0. Gramatica lines up for the kickoff. zone. Makes the tackle on the return.
The Browns are in a must-score situation here. That clock is just ticking away.
The Browns have the ball at the 24, and that's where they'll start this drive. Abraham lays a wicked hit on him just past the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
It's 2nd and 9.
What's the third and long? Green! Come on, I got him!
They have a flag on the play. Let's listen to the call.
5 yards. Repeat, second down.
Ball at the 30-yard line.
Give him 3 yards. 22!
Pitches it. There. Tackles him a couple of yards back. Oh, nice tackle.
Peter Boulware slices through and stops the play right in its tracks. Nice read.
They came up empty on that play. You know, you've got to admire a player like that, Peter. He's all field smart.
Absolutely. He saw where that play was going right from the snap.
Cross is right. He couldn't hold on to that one. Incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Giaconi will punt it away after a 3-and-out. Nice punt. Mack catches it. The 30. A 45. 40. Pushes him out, but not until after a very, very nice return on that play. Good running.
First down.
The Bengals have got some dream field position there. That really puts the defense on the defensive.
The Bengals are on the field after the punt. They're up 42-0. No one in front of them.
Bobby Ingram caught the key pass, then saw his chance and raced downfield for the touchdown.
When he's on fire like that, you can't give him any room or he's going to score on you.
Bengals!
Gramatica will line up for the point after. It's up. Gramatica has the extra point.
Bengals!
The Bengals continue to build an even bigger lead. They're winning 49-0. Gramatica sets up and will kick it away. This will send them deep. Hay catches it in the end zone. 91 comes in and makes the tackle on the return.
The Browns are down, but the game's not over. They need to speed up the game tempo and, above all, score.
The Browns will start this drive at the 16-yard line. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Turner will get the sack. Nice defensive stop.
That is an airtight defense, Dan. They're not letting a wishful thought get past the line of scrimmage.
I think they're even driving them back a bit, Peter. That is great D.
Yeah, you know, it's moments like this that test your resolve. Will this offense rise to the challenge or slink away?
Ball at the 16.
Red! 23!
Here they come. They pick it up. It's caught on the run. Peterson beats that play head on and wraps him up at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long coming up. It's 3rd and 11.
Third down, 11 yards to go.
21!
Pitches. Stops that play before it got started and forces a loss of a couple of yards. Giaconi comes in the punt after a 3-and-out. Good punt here. Shade has it. 30. Penalty marker down on the play. Let's listen to the call. It's 1st and 10. Gets it off. On sideline. 45. He's out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock, but they've got their first down.
They brought on the blitz, Dan, but it was no match for this tough, talented offensive line.
Yeah, shutting down the blitz can be murder, but if you're successful, you're just about guaranteed an open man downfield. Barnes makes sure he doesn't get far and tackles him right past the line of scrimmage.
8 yards to go.
A gain of 2. We've reached the 2-minute warning. The Bengals defense is held and the offense has put up the points. So they lead 49-0. Makes the tackle just past the line of scrimmage. Nice play. Third down coming up. It's third and about 7.
Third down. 7 yards to go.
Takes the tackle after several yards on the play.
4 yards on the play.
It's crunch time, Dan, but the burden isn't on them. They've got the lead.
Right, I say they kick it away and rely on that defense to finish the job.
No way you're getting that baby off. And now what's the run? Pick it up, pick it up.
It's away. What a tremendous kick as he gets it over the defensive line and through the uprights.
Team Grammatica sends that one in from way, way back. It's all about ability when you're booting them in from the next county like that.
The Bengals, who got a score, are now simply blowing out their opponent 52-0. Grammatica will take this one away. Day fields it deep. Makes the stop on the return.
The Browns would definitely like to score here. There's not enough time left for mistakes.
The clock is down to 48. Barely gets it off. The ball is juggled, but then dropped incomplete. The clock reads 46.
Let's not give me, D. Nothing, baby. Right side left. Flag.
Passes middle. 2 incompletes in a row, and the last 2 plays have looked a little ragged. 43 seconds left.
That's anything. Why not run? Yellow. 59.
Passes left. Flag down on the play. Let's get the call. Third and 5. The Bengals have it. No one in front of him. And he's
Touchdown, Bengals.
Donnie Abram had quick hands there, which paid off big for his team. You can't coach reflexes like that.
Yeah, not only the quickness to pick up the fumble, but also to be able to hang on to it and run with it all the way for the touchdown.
Great job.
Grammatica tacks on the extra point. The Bengals continue to build an even bigger lead. They're winning 59-0. Grammatica is back to kick it away. Good kick here. McCutcheon fields it in the end zone. 89 will make the tackle on the return. Clock is down to 28. A flag is thrown on the play. Let's see what it is.
5-yard penalty.
24 seconds on the game clock.
Why not run? Go.
We have a flag on the play. Let's listen to the call.
Holding. Number 98 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first
Julian
down.
Peterson gets a little too aggressive there and gets the defensive holding call.
22 seconds on the clock.
14.
The pass is incomplete.
The pass is
And Couch was in big trouble on that one, Dan. Tossing it away looked like the smart choice to me.
Yeah, I definitely think they would have popped him for the sack otherwise. The clock is down to 18. He throws this one away. Incomplete, and that's the second incompletion in a row. It'll be 3rd and long. 14 seconds on the game clock. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Barely gets it off.
You know, Dan, with the clock winding down, their backs are against the wall. They've got to go for it.
It would be an incredible comeback if they could close the gap. They've got to convert here, and they've got to work fast. Nice fun.
The Bengals have the reins today. If they can avoid easing off, they should be able to withstand any challenges.
The clock is at 5.
You're making this game too easy.
He spikes this one and stops the clock.
gain on the play.
4 on the game clock. Rayner doesn't let that play get very far and makes the tackle. Here's the whistle, and that's the end of the game. The Bengals blow their opponents out 59-0. That wraps it up here. On behalf of myself, Dan Stevens, along with Peter O'Keefe and Michelle Westfall, and all the crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us.